Hello and welcome to the part where I teach you the shortcut on how to make your very own 3D characters in seconds. Literally seconds. So the secret to this is very simple. We are going to be using two softwares, and those two softwares are, the first one is actually a software but acts like a plugin for Blender. It's called Make Human. Let me open that. Make Human. So what is Make Human? For those people who are perhaps very new to this Make Human concept, Make Human is a software that generates characters, humanoid characters. It generates characters, it rigs them. In short, they just come out ready for action. And those characters inside Make Human, there's a clothes library where you can have different types of clothing for the character. And the best part about Make Human is that in the parts of the community, there are people who make custom clothes for those Make Human characters. And you can even make your own, as you'll see later in the tutorials. And the second software that is going to be like our shortcut in making 3D characters. By the way, before I go to the second software, Make Human models, rigs, and textures your characters. So what is modeling? Perhaps you don't know anything about modeling. Modeling is the process of creating that character. Usually when you want to create the 3D characters, you have to go through a process of modeling. When you model a character will be, let me show you how a character will look like. Essentially, a character will come out as something like this, a grayish character. After you finish the process of modeling, you go to the second process, which is called texturing. Texturing is where you apply those color, the skin tones, and whatever you want to put inside of the on top of that of the model. So the first step is modeling, the second step is texturing, and the third step is rigging. But on a normal basis, if I was to model this character in Blender, it would take me perhaps maybe a whole day to model the character, maybe another whole day to texture the character, and another whole day to rig the character. Rigging is that process whereby I put bones inside of this model so that I can move it, so that I can make it shake, I can make it cry, I can make it dance. So that is the rigging process. So these three processes will take me up to 3 days per character. But using these shortcuts and using these amazing softwares, we are going to shorten this whole path to perhaps maybe 3 minutes, which is amazing. So the first software is Make Human. You can get this software at www.makehuman.org. You can come into the download part. You simply download Make Human and you're set to go. This is a nightly build. What the nightly build means is that it's not an official release. It's just a release which you can test. Yeah, it sometimes gets a little buggy and you may get problems with it, but you should just download the official stable release here. This is the official stable release which you should download. And it's amazing. And later on, we'll be using other plugins which are also Make Human plugins inside of Make Humans, so that we can enhance its full potential. I hope it sounded right. But we're going to add more power to this Make Human. And my second option, or my second secret, it's not a secret but people don't use it that often, is Daz 3D Studio. So what is Daz 3D Studio? This is I don't have a word to explain it, but it's like an amazing beast when it comes to creating 3D characters. Amazing. They have everything you need. The limitation with Make Human compared to this is that you can create anime style looking characters. You can create all kinds of style looking characters in Daz 3D Studio, which you cannot do here in Make Human. Make Human is just humanoid. They look like humans. But in Daz 3D, you can create all kinds of characters. You can create characters like in that avatar. As you can see here, you can create any kind of anything you want in here in this 3D studio, in that 3D studio. The only difference between these two is that MakeHuman, they're both free, by the way. I forgot to mention. They're both amazing free softwares. The only difference is that MakeHuman is entirely free, but has its limitations. Daz 3D is a free software. You get the free stuff, but they have a shop. As you can see here, they have a shop. They sell some of their stuff, and this stuff are actually made by community members and maybe by Daz themselves. So buying stuff from, the fact that Daz has a place where they sell stuff, which means that it has, you can have more power when using Daz. For example, let me just show you how things can, what's inside the shop. But once you download Daz 3D software, as I'll be talking on later on, this is just the introduction of these softwares. It comes with 3D models that are for the most part naked. There are some basic things that you can find there. But let's say you want something specific. It's very hard to find that something specific that you want inside of MakeHuman, but in Daz 3D Studio you can just find it. For example, by the way, as a reminder, as I am making these tutorials, I'm also making that animation series. For example, in my animation series, I need makeup on the eyes. So I can just Google here, not Google, search here, makeup. Let's wait. Makeup. So as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. So I do not have to go through the process of texturing my character, retexturing my character. Creating this makeup. I can just buy them at cheap prices. This is very cheap considering that I'll be making a lot more money with my series. So there are all these kinds of makeup, for male and female. If you click here on the male, they'll show us all this makeup. Where are they? Yeah, as you can see here, we have all these kinds of makeup, which is amazing. It's very amazing. So, which is why I was very confident that I can make this whole series almost entirely by myself. On the technical part, I'm going to need help on the story part and voice recording, but on the technical part, animating, modeling, texturing, and rendering, I can do it almost single-handedly because of this. So this is what I'm talking about. This is Daz 3D. There's so many stuff that you can find here, depending on what you need. Let's say you want an anime style kind of character, you can find them here. Where are they? Let's see if you can find like this one. Anime style. It pretty much fits your story, whatever story you want to tell, for a very small price, of course, obviously. But this is an amazing software. And if I was told to choose between MakeHuman and Daz 3D Studio, I can say Daz 3D Studio is actually a better choice. But I've shown MakeHuman, and I'll show tutorials on how to use MakeHuman because Daz 3D has some limitations for some other people. Because when I started this, I couldn't use Daz 3D because I had limitations on graphics card. Perhaps you're starting with a very small computer. Daz 3D might not be able to run, and it's very complicated. So let's go. We're going to talk more on the next tutorial about Daz 3D and MakeHuman. Thank you.